exist once more. Okay. Okay, so I believe I'll need to check. I have 7 blue coins remaining. 2 in Rico, 2 in Pianta, 2 in Gelato, and 1 in Serena. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to systematically check all of the things. So, I'm going to go in order from episode 8 back down to episode 1. I'm going to talk to all of the NPCs. I'm going to spray all of the things. And then we shall see if one of these people will give me a hint to where the final blue coin is. Oh, damn. Stop dancing. Take a break. Okay. Maybe there's something in the sand. Although, if there was something in the sand, I imagine I would have found it by now because of the 2 episodes where there's just goop everywhere. I imagine I would have just accidentally sprayed wherever it happened to be. I don't think they ever have drinks here. Yeah, because people buy them all. But I would recommend not drinking the electric goop. so just double check all of these, even though I already got the one from here. Everything that has been confirmed to be sprayable, spray it again, in case you missed it. Actually, for the inside of the hotel, I'm going to use the Shadow Mario level, because that has all of the doors open from the get-go, so I don't have to go through the ventilation system. Evacuation? Okay. Okay, well, I guess there's going to be differences in how the NPCs react. Okay, that is all the torches on the bottom. Up there, that would have been a good place to put one. Maybe you don't really go back here. Okay, and this is crate room. Oh? Oh, okay, that could have been cool. Oh, oh, I thought that was a connecting room between two rooms, and so it would be a door plate that you don't see very often. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't have a one-up Boo. Like, in some of the other levels, there's coins that are hidden as Boos. There's even a blue coin hidden as a Boo. I'm surprised they didn't have, like, a red coin or, like, an extra life hidden as a Boo. Huh. I thought... Okay, I guess I didn't spray it properly. Oh, okay. So I have to spray it for a longer period of time. Or maybe it's just a very small hitbox. This seems like a viable place to have a blue coin, since these tiles sometimes have normal coins. And that's one where they tend to hide them. Okay, I doubt there's gonna be another blue coin in here, because that was a blue coin. Huh? Okay, that's very odd. I wonder why this collision goes all the way to the ceiling. And you can only wall slide on one side of it? That's very odd. Okay, I saw the blue down there. Unfortunately, it's only Shadow Mario. Although, if blue coins do get rendered... Although the blue coin is probably inside of something. So even if the blue coin would get rendered through the wall, if it's inside of something, that doesn't help. Oh, interesting. Okay, I guess I'm gonna spray all these floor. One place I haven't super looked. The ceiling here. Texturing error. Or rather, modeling error. I suppose one thing that's possible is maybe one of the NPCs just gives you a blue coin to get the fuck out of their room. Although, another thing that I'm still wondering about is if maybe there's a Yoshi, if it's a Yoshi blue coin. Because I don't think there was any blue coins using Yoshi. I think Yoshi was just for eating the ghosts. Which is odd because they usually use Yoshi for at least one blue coin. Alternatively, maybe it's just one random tile on the wall that does not line up. pineapple. Okay, so what can Yoshi do? Yoshi has juice, Yoshi can eat things. That's about as unique, that's all the unique things about Yoshi. You can jump higher. There's I guess there's extra ghosts in this level. Maybe one of them will just have a blue coin. Maybe there's just an alternate path through here that I just never found. Oh, pineapple in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, that might be all the ghosts. Will you give me a reward for my acts of heroism? Eat. Okay, well, I've looked over this place pretty thoroughly, I feel. Maybe it's time to check the casino. Auto lock system? Oh, that's the explanation for why the doors are always locked. I'm gonna go get some water. If they wanted to, they could be real cheeky and have just a unique enemy or whatever appear only in the casino level, but it's not in the casino, it's in the hotel proper. Because most of the time you're not going to be going up here in this level. Oh, that's mean. That's very mean. And my voice is a little tired right now, but I mean that respectfully. Okay, so level-specific graffiti. Okay, so yeah, that confirms it. There can just be... Well, I mean, I've already known. Luckily, I selected the King Boo level instead of the... Although, actually, how did I not notice that before? Did I not check for the extra life in the elevator? Oh, I might have checked, but at that camera angle, it's not... The giant M wouldn't be visible. It's only visible if you pan upward. Okay, so 2 in Rico, 2 in Gelato, 2 in Pina. I haven't been to Pina in a while. Let's go. Okay, check these boxes just to make sure I didn't miss one. Oh man, I totally would have put a blue coin just like down here in the water. That would be a good place for one. Just a little bit outside of the main map. Or even just like right here, because most of the time it's not going to be visible to your normal camera angles. And I already got the butterfly with Yoshi. Actually, I don't think I got that butterfly. I think I got the one on the other side of the map. Except Yoshi doesn't exist in this map. Well, rather, they don't exist inside the park on this map. Pineapple. Oh, interesting. They don't give a coin. Excuse me. Game. Okay, I did already have that one. Okay, that was quite fortunate. Okay, so in Serena, there was some goop that didn't appear until Shadow Mario was here. Actually, in Serena, I don't think there was... Actually, no, there was the goop in the King Boo's area before Shadow Mario appeared. So, I guess goop can just appear whenever it wants to appear. Interesting. I was told stomping on 3 of those in a row spawned a 1-up. What's that red? I saw some red up here. Oh, it might have just been the rail of the balloon minigame. Yeah. Oh, that's highly unfortunate. Not what you want to see in the slightest. Wasn't there a Waterland stew or something out of bounds here? I thought I remember hearing about that. Okay, well, I guess time to just do a sweep through of every single episode. Okay, so there's 2 blue butterflies out here. I guess I can go ahead and... go ahead and test both of those. Okay. Oh wait, I already did a sweep of Shadow Mario. Hmm. Okay, this one you can't even go into the park. Interesting. The butterflies seem to just keep moving. Oh. Oh, even if they're not being rendered, they keep moving. That's very interesting. Something shining? I mean, there's the red coins, if that's what you're talking about. Hmm. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm looking in the wrong level. Why in the heck did I think I was missing two? And there. Apparently I don't read. Okay, let's go to Gelato. Coconut. Yoshi wants coconut. That's not graffiti, that's a turbo nozzle. Or rather, rocket nozzle. The turbo nozzle is gray. Darn it, I keep doing it a little too early. Yeah. Wait, Yoshi wants coconut. Where the heck is the coconut? I wonder if it's just specific ones that are messed up and don't have a despawn timer. Or if it's something it can explicitly do when a coin is spawning in order to make it not despawn. Oh, well, I mean, that one despawned almost instantly. I want to test something. I thought there might be something extra hidden in the sand. Although I kind of wish after you uncover one of the sand things, I kind of wish it just stayed uncovered, but I think it goes away once you revisit the level. Just doing a general sweep of all the sand in case both of them just happen to be on the beach. It might have something to do with spawning the coin while it's off screen, which is not, which I think the only reason that can happen is because Yoshi. It would be really funny if sometimes the little thought bubble above the egg contained an enemy. Like, Yoshi's thinking of a Quackadax, so you have to lure one of them over to feed him. There's multiple ways to spawn coins off screen in this level. Oh, that's cool. Also, good morning, Dwarf. Yeah, if you can... I'm definitely asleep right now. Okay, that's good. Yeah, because if... being able to get rid of the coin's despawn timer entirely is kind of important. Because of this over here. Yeah, one of those coins, for whatever reason, on the 3D All-Stars version, despawns basically immediately. And then also one of the coins has a despawn timer, and then the other 6 are just normal. Or rather, don't have a timer at all. But to my knowledge, there's currently no known way to collect that 8th coin. which means there's a desync between the highest coin score on Switch versus GameCube. So if you could figure out a way to disable coin despawn timers, you could collect that and then be able to get the highest score. I've had a couple ideas, including like maybe a dive rollout or using the turbo nozzle in jump, then do a side flip dive. But the amount of time between resets is like probably around a full minute, so I'm not grinding that out. Like, I guess maybe I could use an emulator or something, use save states. I wonder if they have a bug with multiple coins spawning at the exact same time. Possibly. Although, this isn't, oh. That's, and or from the same source. There's a few different areas where you do a single interaction and then it spawns multiple coins, but that was weird. That coin's despawn timer seemed synced with Yoshi. Because as soon as Yoshi was despawning, the coins started to despawn. I wonder if maybe like the timers are calling for the same source or something? So maybe because Yoshi is active, something is bugging out and causing the coin timer to match up with the Yoshi timer, and the Yoshi timer is ridiculously long and can constantly be reset. Oh, wait, no. I want to... Okay, I'm going to test on a level without Yoshi, and then I will test on a level with Yoshi. Sorry, Final Blue Coin. I got distracted by a different kind of shiny. But yeah, I find it very odd that there would be a significant... Wouldn't surprise me. They did a lot of optimizing for this game, which probably means a lot of memory location calls. So they could accidentally call the wrong timer. What I don't... Wait, why would they need to do optimizing? It's a GameCube game running on the Switch. Like, I imagine they would have to change some things to make it compatible, unless they just used an emulator. Oh, interesting. Oh, I meant the original? Oh, okay. Interesting. It looks like... Okay, that one has a normal timer. But it looks like it's not just a single hit thing for all the coins. I guess it's just a... Maybe it's a bunch of different triggers all close by. Coconut. Huh? Tree. Although I do find it interesting that there would be any chance of calling the wrong timer. Are prefabs a generally new thing? Because I would assume they would just make the one coin object, and then they would just be like, okay, when Mario hits this, spawn 8 coins offset from each other. Maybe if the coin spawns off-screen, the timer doesn't initialize properly. Or maybe it has to actually settle down into its not moving state. Okay, it's now on the ground. Okay, no. Okay, that one was eaten and spawned off screen. Maybe it's just specific ones? Although, I've had times where I would get like 3 in a row that would stay spawned. Or maybe it is just occasionally accident. Huh? Okay, either that one just had a much longer timer, or I got close to it and it triggered the proper timer. Maybe proximity to the player? Okay, well that wasn't... These aren't bound to the Yoshi timer. Although, there's 5 coins here, when there's 8 originally. 1 despawns immediately, 1 has a normal timer. So, probably not tied to the Yoshi timer, but definitely drastically extended. Yeah. So I'm guessing one of these coins despawned immediately. One of them had a seemingly normal timer, and another one potentially had the extended timer that applies to whatever was happening with the Cataquax. Very odd. Although, the thing that, like, intrigues me the most is why there would be a difference between the Switch and GameCube versions. And, like, why something so weird as a coin immediately despawning. Because the level that currently has the highest score is the Watermelon Festival. Because each of the watermelons can give you 10 coins, and then 2 of the watermelons can give you an additional 10 coins. So that's 50 extra coins. Yeah, so it's definitely... I'm gonna see if I can get it to where only that one coin spawns. Because it's definitely not a single trigger to just spawn all 8, which is quite odd. Like, that seems a bit convoluted, if you ask me. Seems like it would be much simpler to just do a big circle hitbox. So let's see if it still despawns immediately, if I can get it to spawn one at a time. Okay, yep, it does still despawn immediately. Probably find people in this modding community that might know. Yeah, I was thinking of that as well. But yeah, it seems like it's 8 specific collision detections that are overlapped slightly. And it seems like it is just that one specific coin that despawns immediately, even if you spawn it on its own. Super Mario Eclipse came out today? What is that? I think I heard the name a while ago, but I'm unfamiliar with what that is. It's a massive Super Mario Sunshine sequel mod? Okay. Yeah, I was... After you beat the game and it shows the Il Pontissimo tease, I'm surprised they haven't done anything with that. It's been in development for 5 years. Oh, okay. Looking forward to seeing Nintendo shut it down in 2 seconds. That's a joke. That's quite unfortunate the way they behave. Okay, I'm gonna wait until the longer timer despawns, just so I have a full footage, and I can compare the duration of the timers. Just so I can get that clip. So. As far as I know, they haven't shut down mods. Oh! Oh, okay. Only standalone games? Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think that was a whole thing with the Super Mario Odyssey Online. They made very explicitly sure that they used only original assets so that Nintendo had no case. Yeah, and you said sequel mod. For whatever reason, my brain thought ROM hack. I wonder if the extended timer, maybe all of these coins were intended to spawn and just stay there indefinitely. One of them they just forgot, and maybe on one of them they input the wrong value, so it's extended, just not by the same amount. I mean, a ROM hack is a mod. I would disagree. A mod is something that you download and inject into the original thing. A ROM hack is, hey, this is, yes, it's a modified version of the game, but this has some parts of the source code, and I'm still giving you the whole thing. I mean, unless you install the hack via a patch, and you still have your original ROM. You can distribute ROM hack injectors. Okay. Yeah, I know that GBA Pokemon does that. That's how Super Mario 64 modding works. I thought they just do everything through a website now. Like, the emulator is just ran in a website. Or is the website just for hosting the ROMs, the ROM hacks? Although I have a mild issue with romhacking.com, which is the Super Mario 64 ROM hacking site. I don't like that they just took the title romhacking.com, because that makes it sound like it's for ROM hacking for every game ever, when it's actually only for a specific community. I feel that's a little... I don't like that. Not quite sure how to phrase it. Nintendo would stop people distributing full ROMs. Yeah, I would expect that. So yeah, currently the two ideas that I have for how to get that immediately, you can distribute patches. Okay, that makes sense. The two ideas that I have for getting this is somehow hitting it with enough speed that you can do a side flip dive and grab it before it hits the ground and despawns. Or to somehow spawn it while up here. Although, if the trigger is below the shack, I don't see that being possible. Unless, like, maybe you can use Yoshi to clip through after hitting. Or maybe you could do a fruit clip. Well, I mean, you can clip the fruit through. Wait, what? I jumped in the exact same spot. Why did it not trigger the first time? Does it not trigger if you're holding a fruit? Wait, is this super jank? Is it explicitly checking for the normal jump animation? That would be very weird. Also, I started the poll for the next game, so I only have a few days, so I should stop distracting myself with shinies and actually look for the blue coin. But I'm gonna test to see if I can hold a fruit. Okay. Okay, I guess I just didn't jump high enough the first time. But yeah, no, I definitely would be interested in calling up some modding people and seeing if they could look into the code of that specific coin. Maybe something changed with how the game is being ran that caused that. Because, like, it's really weird that with just a random coin, there would be a despawn duration difference on GameCube versus Switch. Because, like, it's not like it starts the despawn flickering immediately. It's as soon as it settles down to the ground, it is gone. Oh. I bet there's different versions of these plants on every single episode. I'm sorry? What spawned that coin? That was wild. Okay, so... Oh, interesting. The sand... Okay, why is that just randomly spawning an extra coin? Because I hit nothing over here on this side. This game is wild. So many funky interactions. Oh, okay, that's probably what happened. It just, one of them happened to walk by and just stub their toe on the mountain that is no longer moving. Because I guess they didn't think it was necessary to remove that interaction collision after it has finished stabilizing. Okay, yeah, there's definitely different Sandbud layouts, because the one that was right here is gone. Although, something that would be really mean is if there was a blue coin in the sand, so it's invisible, but it is also only in a single episode. Excuse me? Okay, that's only in a single episode. And I already got that. Oh. I wonder if there's any freestanding blue coins. Like ones that are not bound to a game object. But ones that are, like, reserved for... Sorry, words. There are some blue coins that are only in specific episodes. I'm curious if there's standalone, like, coins that are just there, not you spray something and then it spawns. I'm good at explaining things and thinking at the same time. Because, like, I was only, like, a quarter of a second off, and I did a really slow side flip. So it's probably assuming that the collection hitbox exists, it's probably possible to get up there in time. Oh, actually, yes, there is definitively blue coins that exist as a static object that is episode specific. Because in red coins in the coral reef, there's a sand bud that is covered in goop, like Yoshi goop. So you have to destroy it, you spray the sand bud, and then it imprints, revealing some coins and a blue coin. However, that sand bud exists before the Yoshi goop, and it only has regular coins. Yeah, this one right here. That has the very obvious texture difference. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this has a blue coin on the Yoshi level. Yeah, it would be really mean if they made it an episode-specific sand shine or sand spray. Because then it's like, okay, for all 8 episodes, I just need to do a full sweep of the beach. Because that is what the players will think is fun. Maybe I somehow missed a blue coin in the Sandbird level? Because there was some blue coins there. Oh, interesting. There is the texture. You can see the difference. Oh, I wonder if that's just... I wonder if that's just a scale modifier. Like, they just stretch it along one axis so it's completely flat. And then they expand it upward into the full shape. Okay, there would have been a good place for a graffiti. So many good places, but it's not the place that I'm trying to find. What you doing? Hey yo, what's the holdup? Oh. Boat. That's new. Okay, I'm going to double check the map just to make sure I'm not being a dumbass. Okay, 29. There's one left. Proprietress. Oh, is that the person funding your little operation? Yes, Flood. I'm not trying to flip it over at the moment. One idea that I had was maybe there was some just like a little cave or something over here. Although the last time I was looking around, I didn't find anything. That's interesting that that dialogue is based on Mario squirting water at all, rather than like a collision hitbox on the Wiggler itself that is detecting water. I have hitbox when you can account on what the player is likely going to do, because then you look like a dumbass when the player does something completely different and it brings up dialogue unrelated to what the player is doing. Like the way I see it is like things should be triggered when they happen, not when you think they're going to happen. Like a similar thing is in Rico Bay. When you're fighting Gooper Blooper, if you spray his face off and then just start pulling on the nose directly, Flood will just constantly shout, "Hey, Mario, you must find a way to fight it." It's like, yes, I am fighting it. Oh, look, I'm already in phase 2. And it's not even like he says, "Oh, you need to attack the tentacles." No, he just says you must find a way to fight it, even though I'm using a perfectly valid method of fighting. Okay, seems like those aren't episode specific. They're there for certain episodes, and then they go away. Okay, pretty sure I already got you. If you're trying to optimize, then anywhere you can cut things is good, and you can get away with a lot if you study players. That's fair. But I mean, I imagine like for the Wiggler scenario specifically, I imagine they already have a hitbox. And if there's any like visual like action that happens if you spray them with water, then it's already checking for water. Just have the dialogue prompt play when that happens as well. Like, I would argue tying the trigger to it, like, assuming there is a pre-existing hitbox, I would think that using that would be the more optimal scenario. But then we can't laugh about it later. Yeah, that's true. Having funny things does make for interesting experiences and interactions. But also, making the game properly is also good. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't actually matter. Like, in terms of gameplay and player experience, it makes no difference whatsoever. It's just a quote-unquote better method of implementation, in my opinion. Where the fuck is this blue coin? Is it in the sky? Am I just not close enough? No. No, because those coins are being rendered. So if there was a blue coin at the end of the chain, that would definitely be close enough to render. Although coin render distance, making the game properly is good. Looks at Goat Simulator. I'm a little bit familiar with Goat Sim. It's like ragdoll physics and a bunch of nonsense. But I know nothing about how it was programmed. But yeah, the coin render distance is like rarely larger than half of the map. So it's not even like you can get a high vantage point and look around. And also, they have so little respect for the player's intelligence that they have to put a giant glowing arrow right in front of the doorway that just spawned. Like, honestly, I kind of wish Nintendo would release their games not even with a difficulty selection, but with a toggle to disable baby mode. So, like, things like that just get turned off. And then also, like, in Mario Wonder, there's the Wiggler Race level, where it does not matter if you fail. Failing multiple times causes the game to be like, oh, well, you tried your best, and then they just unlock the next level anyway. The only penalty is that it doesn't mark the level as complete, but it still lets you move on. Supposedly it started because devs are fucking around and made a janky and buggy game for fun. Loved it, so they made a full game where bugs are their features. That's nice. That's cool. I like that. Kind of reminds me of Ultra Kill in a way. There's a lot of things that were completely unintended, but the players like it, so the devs just hard-coded it to make sure it was more stable. Huh? Coin? Okay, yeah. Other than just invisible bullshit, I'm not sure where this could be. Because I doubt it's in... I seriously doubt it's in the Sandbird. Because the Sandbird was fairly linear. It's just don't fall off and you make it to the top. Reminder. I'm always torn. I do feel like the game should be completable by young kids who lack skill, but I definitely prefer not being railroaded with hints. Yeah, I completely understand having like accessibility options and features and stuff, and especially because like Mario is a game for kids. That is the target demographic. But like Nintendo's original fan base that is not kids anymore, so I feel that they should be making the Mario games for that demographic as well, the people who grew up with the Mario games. Like that's one thing that I like about at least that one thing that Mario does good is it tends to have a high skill ceiling, especially with things like Odyssey and all the movement tech. And also, like, 3D World has all the crazy post-game stuff that is actually pretty difficult. I'm fine with it. I'm asking if a player wants to skip levels without penalty, but I always want optional challenge and to opt out of hinting. Yes, absolutely. Let me, like, just bare minimum, let me disable hints, but also, in regards to that Wiggler race thing, it doesn't ask you if you want to skip the level. It just unlocks the next level for you. So I guess you can just choose to not skip it, but it feels insulting to me. That it's just, okay, you're too bad, I'm gonna let you move on. But yeah, like, there's many different ways you could do it. Like, I don't even necessarily feel that they should make the game design harder, but just being able to opt out of hints and, like, just have some way to not baby the player. Because it's, for the people who, like, some people need that, especially younger people, but for me, if the game is, I guess the biggest issue is the game too quickly jumps to the assumption that I need help. It too quickly assumes that I cannot do this thing. When, for me, I haven't even tried, like, not even 10 times, which, for me, 10 attempts is the equivalent of 0 attempts. I'm not going to be looking for hints or helps until at least 50. So it's just insulting that it just so quickly assumes that I want help. Like, in one of my Ultra Kill streams recently, one of the bosses that I did, it was like 149 deaths. And, like, I still wasn't ready to ask for hints or help. Because, like, based on my experience, like, I knew I could beat them. I just had to put in the time and, like, learn the patterns. So, The game shouldn't give me a hint unless I'm asking for it, in my opinion. So yeah, having some way to disable baby mode is like that. I guess that's just the biggest thing. Although baby mode is a subjective difficulty thing. I think the first time someone is struggling, it should offer a feature in the pause menu or something, and mention you can opt out of it. Yes. I feel that would be the best way to do it. Because, like, if you don't have a way to ensure the player knows that something exists, then you can't assume they know it exists. So I would say, like, the first time, like, let's say you put a threshold at, like, 10 failures that the player do know about it. Yeah. Let's say you put the threshold at 10 failures. You're trying the thing, you die 10 times, it brings up the menu, hey, would you like some assistance? This can be disabled in the settings menu, and you choose yes or no. I think that would be the best way to do it. Or rather, not necessarily the best way, but I feel like that would be a good way to do it. But, like, regardless of how you implement it, you should never force assistance onto the player, because for the older players and, like, the more skilled players, that could come across as insulting. And for me, it definitely comes across as insulting, because that tells me that the game doesn't believe in my skill. The game is assuming I do not have the capacity to solve the puzzle. I do not have the capacity to overcome the challenge or obstacle. And that's just very disrespectful. Oh? Palm tree? You know, for some of these final blue coins, I'm wondering if there are any in particular that are just notoriously difficult. And so, like, someone sees me looking for the last blue coin, and they're like, yeah, I know exactly which one they're looking for. They should have brought up the air meter for this. That would be a like, I know they got to optimize and stuff, but that would be a cute little interaction. I mean, like, one idea that I had, although I'm not sure how I would do it, is kill the fish that drag you down to the bottom. Potentially one of them has the blue coin. Although, I'm not sure how you're supposed to kill them. I mean, Yoshi can eat them, but Yoshi can't go in water. I mean, I guess maybe I can... Actually, this one's on the surface. Nope, that should have... Okay, no, if it was going to happen, that probably would have did it. Okay. I found one of the blue coins here. I'm gonna go to one of the other ones where there's 2 blue coins left to see if I can find one there. Which is Gelato... No, I was just in Gelato, Rico, and Pianta. I'm gonna go to Rico because Pianta is annoying to get to. Although Rico is really small, and I've already actually done a few sweeps through there. And there's 2 left, so they're probably hidden pretty well. Okay, you know, rather than starting in the middle, I should start in, like, systematically going through the different episodes. Open salami indeed. This is also one thing that I am very confused about. Why would they change the button you press to flip depending on the orientation? Because if you're, like, for the GameCube controller, if you're on a wall, you press B to flip. If you're hanging, you press A to flip. Like, I would assume it would just be B always flips, and A is always for releasing the wall. Because A is also the jump button. So it would be, oh, you press A to jump off of the wall, you press A to drop down through the wall. So it's very jarring. Like, even excluding the Switch version not having proper input terms, it's just, I would imagine that it would be better to just not be changing the controls for what is effectively the same action. Oh! Oh, you... Seriously? That's some nonsense. I mean, I guess that's why the barrels are here. But I mean, if I didn't just happen to throw that there, those barrels would not have helped. Okay, moral of the story. Spray literally everything. Because there is absolutely no reason for me to have sprayed that wall. Also, why does it keep giving me coins? Oh. Oh, I guess that's why they put the coins there. So if you accidentally spray near it, it gives you a coin. And then you're like, oh, there might be more coins there. And then you find the blue coin. It's just, nobody's going, like, do people accidentally spray that wall? I don't like that placement. Because I guess doing that, like if you're trying to get the goop, you might hit it. Okay, well, now it's just spray everything. Although I do appreciate that whenever you hit something that's interactable with the water, it has a visual and an audio cue. That's good game design. Hey, Flood, be quiet. Oh, all the goop respawned. Interesting. Oh, because it uses a different version of the map. Right. Okay. I was just double checking to see if the coins still spawn, even if you already have the blue coin. Oh, actually, I didn't go up to the racking in episode 1. And by racking, I mean up there. 4 blue coins left. Okay, so I don't think that one was episode specific. I would hope none of the invisible ones would be episode specific. That would just be mean. I don't think there was an invisible thing in here. I know there was just an actual M graffiti underneath the goop, I'm pretty sure. Does Sunshine use the D-pad for anything? I mean, I know you can use it for menu navigation. Ooh, big box. foot. Stop hurting. One thing that I haven't tried is spraying the helicopter platform. Yeah, of course, I miss it entirely. I'm not gonna make it. Not by a long shot. Okay, I don't think they're... I don't know for certain, because I don't know how the code works, but I'm gonna guess you can't have graffiti on just a random miscellaneous game object. I'm gonna guess it has to be on level terrain. Unless the graffiti itself is actually just its own game object. So you would just have to place it up against something so it looks flush. One thing that I dislike is that the start button doubles as a confirm button. I would prefer the start button to just close the menu again, regardless of what I currently have selected. There's a guy that's going to be on a... There's a guy on the roof in one of these episodes. I'm trying to find which one it is. This one. He's here. I'm pretty sure I already got all the blue coins from those spiders. And this box, interestingly enough, isn't a blue coin, even though it's not there very often. It might only be there once, like in a single episode. You... Something's on the manhole and I can't get it open. I don't understand, because this NPC over here You made it all the way here? Hey, by the way, have you spoken to that guy on the roof over there? Yes, and I can't tell what's... I'm unsure as to what is so relevant that they would dedicate 2 NPCs to this. I was thinking maybe... No. I was thinking maybe it might be trying to point you to go over here. But... But it's just... I'm not seeing the point in those 2 NPCs. Sorry. Sorry about that. Like, maybe there's an extra butterfly somewhere? And, like, you're supposed to just take Yoshi somewhere in particular? There's also the helicopter, which is highly suspicious. But I've tried doing things with the helicopter, but it just... nothing interacts with it. You can't spin the propellers. Can't do that. Because I already got the main set of butterflies. Yo, first try Durian. Let's go. Hey, Yoshi, do you want to eat the butterfly or not? Okay, I believe that's all the butterflies in this area. I should actually pause the game when I drink some water because Yoshi is on a timer. Okay, I already got that one. Okay, so it looks like the coins do become collectible before they fully settle onto the ground. So it probably is theoretically possible for the coin in Gelato to be collected, just maybe not humanly plausible. Although, given that I was only like a fourth of a second off-ish, and like I'm nowhere near like skilled in movement tech, like someone who knows what they're doing or even a task could definitely do it. I'm fairly confident in that. Oh, that's cool. You can't change the angle, but you can, or rather, you can't change the horizontal direction, but you can change the vertical direction in first-person view while you're hanging from a ledge. Okay. Okay, well, I got that down to 1 coin. Gelato is down to 1 coin. Let's see if I can get Peanut down to 1 coin. Oh, that would have been nice.